As I say, it's not an episode on licking, on taste. It's an episode on these things. Look at these things. Alright, good morning everyone. Today I'm going to be doing another installment of the Sense and Sensibilities series. It's going to be on leopard hearing, so I'm on my way to your favorite leopards, Kahn and Duke. Oh boy, guys, it's going to be, or it has been, one of these days. Just when you think it can't go wrong. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes with the leopards explaining all these wonderful things about leopard hearing, and I didn't push record. So, so I've got absolutely zero, and I'm going to have to start again. This is a leopard episode. It's a leopard episode on their sense of hearing. And I'm here with Duke and Kahn, and normally they are pretty good at demonstrating everything. I wanted to get some of the greeting sounds. I did get them greeting me when I came in, but unfortunately I didn't roll on that either. The sound that they make, this friendly sound, it's quite a soft sound, but it's also known as a leopard meow. Like a domestic cat meow, but kind of like a leopard meow. It's not a meow like a cat. It's more of a hope that's a good demo. So I call them either like that, or I whistle. I go, and they know that sound. And there Kahn is listening and seeing if there's anything that's going to come. Look at the ears pointed back. Is there anything that's going to come from the whistling, Kev? Are you going to give us some food? What's going to be the story? But Duke has been a real good boy. Oh, sorry, my Dukey boy. Sorry, boy. Didn't mean to scare you. So we're going to try and talk to Dukey and talk about these wonderful little things attached to his head and how brilliant they are. And as you can see, well, there's what I will be talking about just now. That's called the ear flap. And that ear flap is thought to channel the sound waves into the ear. Now, leopards hear in the ultrasound frequency range, and that is up to 65,000 hertz while he demonstrates his claw cleaning. And he's listening. Leopards will, like every other animal, like humans, will use their senses in combination. They're never using their senses in isolation. So he's sniffing, he's looking, he's hearing. And that is exactly what he's doing now. If you have a look at what he's doing, he's looking. Those ears are working over time. He's still listening to me. Every time I say something of a certain pitch, those ears turn back. And you can see, if I talk too much, Dukey is like, looks at me as if to say, okay, Kev, enough is enough. If you're not going to give me anything, then really, what are you doing here? He's just marking. But so those ears are filled with little tiny sensitive hairs, and those tiny sensitive hairs are super sensitive, obviously, to what they're designed to detect, which is sound. You hear that sound, guys? Such small little ears. How do you hear so well out of those? Finely tuned little instruments. Bless you. So can leopards roar? That's a question that always gets asked. And the answer is yes, they do roar. It's in a leopard form of a roar. It's not like a lion where it's ooh, ooh, ooh. But they make a sound that's likened to a saw sawing through very hard wood. And in fact, people refer to it as leopard sawing. So it's a very distinctive sound. When you hear it in the wild, you'll never forget it. It's a very infrequently made sound, and it goes something like this. How is that for an impression? Eh? Duke? Duke says, I am bored and I'm going to bed. It's too hot. They will soar when they are confident in their territories and they are trying to ward off an intruder male or let another male know that he is infringing. And then there could be even a reciprocal roar from an intruding male or a joining territorial male, and then they would know exactly where each other are and they would avoid. Two territorial males walking within a territory actually will utter what's known as a cough. It's almost like a and so if you can imagine the one leopard walking along his territorial bounds, coughing, and then the other one saying, here I am, and if you actually look at the waveform of these coughs, they're very dynamic and variable, and it's almost like what's thought to be like a communication between the two. Very similar, if you look at the waveform, to that of human language. So I don't want to read too deeply into that, but this is what I've seen from the research I've done, which I found quite fascinating, is that there's obviously more to this communication than meets the eye. So all we as humans hear is a cough, but perhaps to the leopards there's so much more meaning to those coughs. There's little inferences and little tonal shifts and changes that allow the other leopard to understand exactly what this cat is saying. As an aeroplane flies over, you can just hear or see those ears pinpointing. That aeroplane flying over must be exceptionally loud for an animal with such good hearing. Okay guys, so as the temperatures start to soar, obviously the leopards are sleeping in the shade. He's just lifted his head now. But the interesting thing that I wanted to just let you know is that even when these leopards are sleeping, so even when they're flat out on their backs or they're totally out cold sleeping, you'll always see the ears still doing this. Just scanning the environment, kind of listening for sounds, listening for any sound that's of concern, listening for any sound that may be of interest, may be potential prey. So even though they're sleeping, they are still on high alert, and so they're never fully in a deep sleep like like we are as humans. Sometimes you do catch them napping. Every now and again I've been able to sneak up on them without them detecting me coming, but most of the time you're not gonna catch them unawares, because those ears are always just listening, and it's almost in the subconscious. They've kind of are tuned in to the environment. So it's really interesting to see that, and it's not different to any of the other predators. So it's not uniquely a leopard thing. It's just always interesting, now that we're talking about the hearing, to know that these animals can't afford to really switch off completely. We as humans nowadays are living in probably the safest times that we've ever experienced. So we generally don't go to sleep with one eye open. We kind of are more relaxed. We come to our homes where we feel safe and secure, and we generally enjoy a good night's sleep. Wasn't the case, I can assure you, for our ancestors, who probably also used to have to sleep with one eye open and an ear always pricked. Alright guys, so because Duke and Kahn were such good sports, I'm going to give them their favourite thing in the whole world: pilchards in tomato sauce. Yo, you're hungry, eh? Don't know where Kahn is. That's the paw coming out, wanting the food. Can number 2. Okay. Jeez, today, greedy cats. One thing is incredible with these leopards, is how they will fight each other for the food, but they'll eat it out my hands. Such a cool cat. Yeah, thanks for watching, and until next time on LionWhispererTV, from myself and Kahn and Duke. Bye.